What if the chocolate we love was actually hiding a superfood, buried under sugar and fat? Chocolate changed the world, but the real power is in cacao, the raw tree behind it. In this video, I'll show you what cacao really is, the science-backed benefits that actually hold up, real people's experiences with it, ancient practices and beliefs, what to look for when buying, the different ways you can use it, and how I personally use it. And make sure to turn to the end where I'll reveal the exact cacao I personally use. Everything I reference will be in the description so you can check the studies yourself. Disclaimer: this video is for educational purposes only and not medical advice. What is cacao? Cacao is the tree Theobromine cacao, literally translated as food of the gods. Its seeds, which we call the beans, are the starting point for everything, from cacao powder to cacao butter to the chocolate bar you know today. There are three classic varieties: Criollo, rare, delicate, considered the finest in flavour; Forastero, the most common, hardy and high yield; and Trinitario, a hybrid of the two. But here's the thing most people don't know. Genetics are complicated. Modern studies show cacao was domesticated in multiple regions of the Amazon, meaning it has a much richer and more diverse history than just one origin story. Now, how does it become the product you recognise? The process looks like this: harvest pods, scoop out beans and pulp, ferment, dry, roast, grind into nibs, press into liquor, butter, or powder. Cacao nibs are one of the purest ways you can consume cacao. They're just roasted, broken up cacao beans, crunchy, slightly bitter, and packed with nutrients. And this is critical. Fermentation and roasting don't just create flavour, they change the chemistry. The health compounds researchers care about, called flavanols, are fragile. Processing, especially something called Dutching or alkalizing, can reduce flavanol content dramatically. Why does that matter? Because when you consume cacao in its pure, minimally processed form, you're getting a nutrient-dense, bioactive, rich superfood. But by the time it's turned into a typical chocolate bar, loaded with sugar and fat, and stripped of most of its natural compounds, it can have the exact opposite effects. Instead of being medicine, it turns into just another processed food that drives disease. Now that you know how cacao goes from bean to chocolate, and how much of its power is lost along the way, it's time to look at what makes pure cacao a true superfood. The nutrients, the science-backed benefits, and why it can actually support your health. Benefits: nutrition plus science. Short answer: cacao is a nutrient-dense superfood and a rich source of bioactive compounds, but the benefits depend on dose, form, and processing. Values approximate for raw cacao nibs / unsweetened powder per 100 gram. Magnesium, 228 mg, 54% of a common adult's daily reference. Iron, 13.9 mg, 77% of daily needs using 18 mg RDA. Copper, 1.8 mg, 200% of needs. Copper is often low in diets. Manganese, 3.3 mg, 140% of needs. Phosphorus, 734 mg, 105% of needs. Zinc, 6.8 mg, 62% of needs. Potassium, 1524 mg, 32% of needs. Fibre, 33 gram, 118% of a common daily target. Protein, 19 gram, 38% of a 50 gram reference. Why those numbers matter. Magnesium is hard to get for many people. It supports energy, sleep, muscle and heart health. A bit of cacao gives more than half the magnesium that's recommended for the day. Copper. Many diets are low in copper. Cacao is exceptionally rich. It supports connective tissue, iron metabolism, and nervous system function. Iron and zinc. Cacao is a strong plant source. Many people are also deficient in these, and it's also useful for people that don't eat much meat. Fibre and healthy fats. Supports blood sugar control and gut health. Potassium and phosphorus. Supports heart, cellular energy, and bone health. Key bioactive compounds: flavanols, epicatechin, catechin, procyanidins. These are antioxidants that increase nitric oxide, improve blood flow, and are the most studied reason why cacao helps heart and brain function. Theobromine, a methyl xanthin. This is a mild, long-lasting stimulant, lifts mood, increases alertness without the jittery spike of coffee for many people. Minor mood molecules, small amounts of phenylethylamine and anandamide-like lipids that probably contribute to the subjective lift people feel in ceremonies. What the science actually shows: cardiovascular/vascular benefits. Higher flavanol cacao or extracts have been shown in trials to modestly improve endothelial function and slightly lower blood pressure. Real but modest effects. Cognition. Short-term improvements in memory/attention and increased cerebral blood flow are reported in several trials, especially in older adults or those with mild decline. Mood/subjective effects. Consistent anecdotal and small study reports of calm uplift, enhanced focus and social ease, plausibly explained by theobromine plus blood flow effects plus ritual context. Practical dosing guidance from the science. Daily range that's useful: 10 to 30 gram of high quality nibs or unsweetened powder per day, so that's 1 to 2 tablespoons. That gives meaningful minerals, fibre, flavanols, and a mild mood boost without too many calories. Clinical trial context. Many RCTs use measured high flavanol extracts, often hundreds of milligram of flavanols a day. Normal bars usually don't deliver that. If you want clinical level flavanols, look for tested products or standardized extracts. Forms to prioritize: nibs, unsweetened powder, or single origin minimally processed products labeled non-alkalised. Avoid Dutch processed, alkalised cacao if you want flavanols. Bottom line: cacao is one of the densest plant sources of magnesium, copper, iron, fibre, and flavanols, nutrients people commonly lack. A modest daily serving of nibs or powder gives real nutritional value and plausible mood/vascular benefits, but the form and processing determine whether you get the full effects. Studies are useful, but they miss the human side. Up next, real people's stories. The surprising ways cacao has changed mood, focus, and daily energy. These are anecdotes, not trials, but they're revealing. People's personal stories. These are people's personal stories, and results may vary, but they give an interesting glimpse into how everyday people are using it. Daily energy and motivation. Nib/powder user. A Reddit user reports that raw cacao powder gave them steady energy and motivation throughout the day. No big crash, and it even helped with afternoon focus and gym motivation. Number 2. Swapped coffee for cacao. Focus plus calmer energy. On r/biohackers, someone described switching from coffee to cacao. They gained sustained focus and calmer energy and found cacao worked better for meditation and workouts. Number 3. Nibs in meals improved alertness and satiety. A long-time poster said they added a tablespoon of cacao nibs to their breakfast and noticed better alertness, more stable energy, and less mid-morning hunger. These stories highlight a common theme. When consumed in its pure form, cacao can provide gentle stimulation, focus, and satiety, benefits most people don't get from standard chocolate bars. So those are some modern experiences with cacao: steady energy, focus, and mood support. But cacao isn't just a trendy superfood. Its story goes back thousands of years, deeply intertwined with human culture, ceremony, and even currency. Next we'll explore how ancient people used and revered cacao and what we can learn from their practices. Ancient practices and beliefs. Cacao has deep roots. Archaeologists have found theobromine and caffeine in pottery dating back 3,000 years, showing that cacao was used primarily as a beverage, probably fermented at first, and later as the frothy, spiced drink we associate with Maya and Aztec elites. It wasn't just a drink. Cacao was used in ritual offerings, funerary goods, even as currency in some cultures, and served as a ceremonial beverage at marriages and religious rites. The Maya and Aztec wove cacao into their myths, salvation stories, and social rituals, making it culturally valuable long before it became a sweet treat. After thousands of years of being prized for its flavour, power, and cultural significance, cacao's journey from tree to cup matters a lot, because how it's processed today determines whether you're getting a superfood or just a sugary chocolate bar. So, if you want the real benefits, it's important to know what to look for when buying cacao. What to look out for when buying cacao. If you want the real health benefits, focus on minimally processed cacao. That means, firstly, organic, because that means the soil has not been depleted of nutrients. Non-alkalised / non-Dutched, alkalizes and destroys most flavanols. Cacao nibs or pure powder, less processing, preserves nutrients. Transparent, single origin producers, know where it comes from and how it was processed. Lab tested or measured flavanol content, if available. This ensures you're getting a functional dose. Avoid chocolate bars or mixers that add sugar, fat, or artificial ingredients. By the time it's commercial chocolate, most of the nutrients are gone, and the effects can even work against you. Now that you know what to look for when buying cacao, let's talk about how you can actually use it every day, from powders to nibs, and how I personally use it in my morning routine, snacks, and even breakfast bowls. All the ways you can use cacao. Firstly, powder. You can make a cup of hot cacao rather than hot chocolate, which is usually bad for you. Just the same as hot chocolate, just mix it into hot water or hot milk or plant milk. You can add it to porridge, oatmeal, or smoothie bowls to make them chocolatey and nutrient dense. You can use it as a chocolate or cocoa alternative to make raw or baked goods like energy balls, bars, or healthy brownies for a chocolatey boost without refined sugar. Someone in the reviews said it made the best chocolate cake they have ever had. Now for cacao nibs. You can sprinkle on fruit, yogurt, or smoothie bowls for crunch and flavour. Mix into granola or trail mix for extra texture and antioxidants. Use in baking for a subtle chocolatey hit that's less processed than chocolate chips. Other creative uses: stir into coffee or warm plant-based milk for a mocha style drink. Blend into sauces or dressings for a rich, slightly bitter depth. Add to homemade nut butters for a chocolatey twist. How I use it. I use cacao powder to make raw energy balls and bars. I mix it into water every morning, and I also mix it into porridge when I have it. Plus I sprinkle a teaspoon of cacao nibs on my fruit every morning. The best cacao for me, the best option I've found on Amazon is 7 Hills Whole Foods Organic Cacao Powder. Here's why. It's organic certified, Soil Association UK. Grown and processed without synthetic pesticides or fertilisers, non-alkalised and non-Dutched, so you keep all the healthy flavanols. High quality fermentation, hand-picked beans and fermented to reduce bitterness and boost rich chocolate flavour. Nutrient rich, packed with fibre, protein, iron, copper, manganese, phosphorus, magnesium and potassium, supports bone, teeth, nervous system, connective tissue and helps fight fatigue. Vegan, GMO-free, no fillers, just pure cacao powder. Versatile and cost-effective. Comes in a 1 kilogram bag, great for smoothies, shakes, hot chocolate, bacon or energy bars. This is the cacao I use every day. Link is at the top of the description if you want to try it for yourself. I've also linked cacao nibs if you want to go that route. My morning routine. Every morning I get a pint glass. Then I add a teaspoon each of creatine, spirulina, chlorella, moringa and of course cacao. I then mix all the powders together. Then I fill the glass with spring water. It's my version of Brian Johnson's Green Giant. I finish by mixing it all together with my milk frother, creating a smooth, nutrient-packed morning drink that kickstarts my day. Safety reminder. Cacao is powerful, but a few safety precautions are important. Heavy metals like cadmium and lead can be present depending on origin. Pregnant people and children should be especially cautious. People on MAOIs or certain medication should consult their doctor. Theobromine is toxic to dogs. Always keep cacao products away from pets. Remember, actual chocolate often has added sugar, fats, or other ingredients. It's not the same as pure cacao. Cacao is an ancient, complex plant, part food, part medicine. The science and nutrient profile show promising benefits, especially when you choose minimally processed, non-alkalised forms and use them regularly. If you want to get the cacao I use, the link is top of the description. Try it for 2 weeks, then share in the comments the benefits you notice. I'd love to hear your experiences. If you learned something new, please like and subscribe to keep learning. If you know anyone that's interested in this kind of content, please share this to them, as it really helps me out. If you're trying to improve your health, you will like one of the videos in the playlist on screen now. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next one. And remember, stay positive even when it seems everything is against you.